From Cinderella to Sex and the City, it's always been all about the shoes. And in these times of recession, not only have heels been getting higher and higher, but shoe sales have also hit record heights. So could you walk in heels like these? Now, a show which has just opened in London's Sadlers Wells Theatre hopes to tap into our endless fascination with footwear. But has the triumph of design over comfort gone too far? Our culture editor, Matthew Kane, has this report.
From sexy stilettos to strappy sandals, shoes are a potent symbol of our time. At the end of the 90s, Sex and the City ignited a new wave of interest in female footwear. If diamonds used to be a girl's best friend, they've now moved over to make way for a pair of killer heels. And at Sadlers Wells Theatre in North London, a new show is opening which pays tribute to this modern-day phenomenon. It's called, unsurprisingly, Shoes. Despite shoe design becoming more extreme and the shoes themselves much harder to wear, over the last decade their popularity has grown and grown. It's this almost cult-like commitment to extreme fashion which this show here is tapping into. And it highlights something fascinating: the psychology of shoes.
Any shoes that you feel great in, as soon as you put them on, you can feel that you can conquer the world.
They make me feel much sexier, longer legs, just make me feel better.
It's a real statement of your personality, and it's an expression of how you feel about life. So I usually start by dressing myself every day with my shoes first.
Where did the idea come from for the show?
You're always going to have to wear a pair of shoes. You have to make a choice about that every day of your life. It's like a metaphor, isn't it, really? For
What's
joy.
the metaphor for?
Joy, desire, yearning, frustration, longing. It's fantastic.
Women, like many of those in the audience here tonight, have been putting their money where their mouths are. Over the last 10 years, the market for shoes like this has boomed. And despite the recession, it's still booming.
A lot of women, when times are tough and they feel like they deserve a treat, they resort to buying products, and shoes are a very nice item because it doesn't matter whether you've got a bad hair day or you're feeling fat, your shoes always look fabulous. Luxury shoes have borne up an awful lot better than the overall luxury market. In fact, we're predicting that as a category, it will grow the fastest in the luxury market in 2010 at 5%.
Actually have quite a lot.
Yeah, but look what they are. They're all crappy and old and horrid.
But not everyone sees the popularity of shoes as something worthy of celebration.
There ought to be, in my view, a law against it, because people are actually wearing clothes to work that will add to their problems in later life, and they can sustain injury. One of the things about the shoes that girls are wearing now, with the 4, 5, 6-inch heels and then with the carved platform underneath, is most of them can't walk in them. They walk with their knees bent, like transvestites. They're ploughing along with their bent knees, and so their hips can't move properly at all.
One person who knows about the latest developments in shoe design is Nicholas Kirkwood. He's responsible for some of the more extreme sculptural designs on the market. It is funny, isn't it, how you look at some of the more extreme shoe designs and they don't resemble even remotely the shape of a woman's foot. How did we get to that point, do you think?
Well, I think that has been the case throughout history, though. I mean, you look at Chinese foot binding. I mean, that is the most extreme example of that. Or even, in the Venetian times, these giant platforms and, the shape never really looking like the foot. And I think maybe it's something that's kind of inherent to kind of footwear and.
But it's not inherent to male footwear, is it? It's a female thing. It's only women who have to go through wearing these shoes that hurt their feet.
It's the woman's choice to wear the shoe, and I think at the end of the day, if there wasn't a market for it, men wouldn't be designing them.
Well, how come then women seem to buy the idea that wearing these shoes is about self-confidence, empowerment?
I very much doubt that women really think that. It's what they're told they think. It's like people having breast implants and saying that they're majestically empowered by having a bottom grafted onto their chest. It's a delusion, but it's a delusion that's probably common enough to be exploited by marketing.
Germaine Greer's opinion might be catching on and even filtering through to the catwalk. Recently, there have been signs that fashion in footwear is changing and that the towering heels of the last few seasons might soon be a thing of the past.
Things have got to a point about a couple of seasons ago where it had just been, designers were trying to outdo each other, and it's really getting so extreme and almost to a very unpractical sort of level. But as sort of fashion changes and people feel they've told that story in a way designers might have felt they've told that story, it's it's time to look for something different, and what becomes interesting. Maybe it starts to become more about sort of comfort and practicality.
So has the craze for glamorous high-heeled shoes reached its peak? If it has, then this show might have a very short run. But if the reaction from the audience is anything to go by, I wouldn't write off the cult of the shoe just yet.
Our culture editor Matthew Kane reporting now.